Well, hey, everybody, I'd like to welcome you to tonight's Rising Stars team call for May 10th, 2022. And as we can see, mom and dad are not here to join us tonight. So it's up to us. Actually, I wanted to let everybody know, and we should all wish them a happy anniversary. Bob and Donna are celebrating their anniversary tonight. It's been a long time coming. And I'll tell you, I can't remember the last time that they weren't present for this call. So I am so happy that they have taken this on to actually think of themselves and celebrate their anniversary. So let's all kind of wish them well, blow them a kiss, and happy anniversary. And with them not being present with us, Nancy and I talked, and we thought that we would play aunt and uncle tonight since mom and dad aren't here. So we'll kind of be hosting the call with you guys and just kind of talking through stuff. For myself, I just wanted to share a few things, just kind of updates for everybody before we kind of open it up to conversation. First of all, my understanding is mint Cali tea is out of stock in the United States. So I share that with a frown and oh my gosh, okay, I know, exactly. So hopefully we'll get that back soon. I also wanted to mention, as Marlene did on the D's call tonight too, today, for those of us that don't know, which I know we all do, today is the last day for early bird registration for convention. As of tomorrow, virtual packages, and I'm sorry, Cheryl and Finn, I'm going to talk US pricing, is going to go from $149 to $199, and for the in-person, $299 to $349. So today is the last day to get your discount under the early bird special if you have not registered yet. Needless to say, I know there's a lot of challenges in terms of travel coming in from even next door Canada, issues. So if you can't make it in person, please, please, please do the virtual registration so you can be there. And I will go ahead and speak for Donna and Bob and myself in that I certainly am going to be bringing my tripod. We're going to be doing some live Facebook stuff during the convention, especially during the family reunion for those of you that can't be with us there live. So again, please be there virtually if you can't be with us in person, and we'll do our best to share our experiences with you as it's happening in any case. So there's that's going on. There is another Sunrider call this evening after our call. It's where they're going to describe the preferred customer program, which is a great program. And by the way, if anybody has questions on the PC program as we get into our conversation mode, please ask and we'll come back and talk a little bit about that. We have our grads call from Sunrider coming up next Wednesday on the 18th, which Don Castor is actually going to host. And for those of you that have been around Sunrider for a while, you've seen Don. You know what he's all about personality wise, and anytime you can hear Don Castor speak, it's an experience and a way to get a good laugh or two out of it as well. I know we have a Meet Sunrider opportunity meeting coming up on Thursday, which I believe that's Karen Vaughn's meeting. That's at 5 p.m. I know Sunrider itself is going to be doing some conversational selling trainings, parts 1 and 2 on May 17th and 24th. And then Nancy, maybe you can confirm this. I believe Jill is actually going to be the one that they're focusing on in terms of Meet Sunrider on the 26th. Is that the right date for her? And
yep, that's right. And it's during the day.
Thank you. I was just going to say 11 a.m. Pacific time. So please, everyone, let's try to be on the call to support Jill. She has a fabulous story, as we all know. And as much as we can be there to support her, even with our faces on the little Hollywood squares, all the better. So good stuff with all of that. Last but not least, May 31st is our Top Achievers call. I also wanted to take a second, and for all of the moms on the call, let me please wish you all a happy belated Mother's Day. I can say how much I missed my mom after 2 years now on Sunday, and we still got together and celebrated and had a great time as a family together. But for all of you mothers out there, be it human, doggy, kitty, or otherwise, happy Mother's Day, okay? Couple other things I just wanted to share, and then we'll kind of open it up to the group. We did record our seasonal allergy call this last Saturday. I posted it on the Rising Stars team page for everyone to see. Julie, Wendy, Judy, and Lisa did what I think was an excellent job in sharing information about what allergies are all about, how our body actually works. As a matter of fact, there were some great photos we found from National Geographic about how T cells were attacking cancer cells and allergy cells and just how it destroys things, and some of the great foods that Sunrider provides that can help us through this season. So if you haven't had a chance to, please take a look at that. And I think with that, I'll do my best Bob and Donna imitation of going, now we've heard from Mac. Who else would like to jump in?
I have a quick question about the recording. Is that a YouTube, or is it you have to be member of the Rising Stars? The Allergy one.
Okay, the Allergy one. You do not have to be a member of anything. I loaded that up to YouTube as a shareable link. That's a link that you can share with certainly everyone on Rising Stars. It was shared amongst our seasonal allergy group. I'm sharing it on my Fusion Network newsletter this month, which goes around the world. Monica, share it any way you want with anybody you want, okay?
Thank you so much. So kind of you.
Absolutely.
Always.
And you know, even though this entire group is not part of our seasonal program that we're doing for the spring season right now, I'm trying to make sure any trainings that we're providing get shared with Rising Stars at all, because it's a great group. We've got a lot of great things coming on. And by the way, if anybody wants to join us through the rest of the season, let me know. I'll send you an invitation. And again, after spring, guess what comes next? Summer, and what we'll be talking about. So there's a lot more we'll be discussing. And what I personally like so much about it is we really get into 5-element theory. We talk about how the body is impacted. I hear you, Monica, via 5-element, and what we're doing with the, you know, again, in the spring season here with wood element. And, you know, what kicked us all off after our kickoff call was Dolphin and Finn, which you did such a great job in terms of sharing with us what spring and cleanse and liver was all about. So again, any and all of this information that we're producing outside of Rising Stars, I'll always try to make sure gets shared within Rising Stars. Okay, so fair enough. Cool. Nancy, did you want to say a few words or just kind of let us know what you've been up to?
I could in a minute, but let's let Cheryl speak. She's had her hand so patiently
sure.
risen,
Yeah,
and I'll chat after Cheryl.
Audio.
I was trying to be good. Anyway, I wanted to get clear. So I know you and Mac and Nancy can clear this up for me, because I know it's probably something really simple, but I'm a bit confused on the star prime. Because I have so many star primes, but you know, not a lot of them are going to participate. Do I put all like that? I have all these star primes. Do I only put the ones that say, okay, I'm going to participate? Or is there two places to put things? All of your star primes and then just the ones that are participating?
I certainly have an opinion. I have an experience, but Nancy, do you have an answer for that one just off the top?
Oh, the way that Bob explained it to me was those that want to participate, because really the participation means not only will you be star prime, that you're committed to helping somebody else also grow to star prime. So, you know, I think in that context, that's really the growth that will happen in the team instead of putting everybody there. But if you have somebody who's active and actively star prime and probably wants to, but not really sure, then, you know, they can give it a try and see what happens for them. My experience has been that people who do commit to it are very interested in being sure they're hitting it. And they're already appearing to be way more active in talking to people, because now that's something that they can belong to. And I mean, I just had a call a couple of days ago, someone saying, hey, by the way, have I hit that every time?
Oh.
And like, we've just gotten started, right? So that tells me the wisdom of having something that people can actually know that they can achieve. And then therefore, that's all we need to teach to the next people. So, you know, if someone hasn't been really in contact and hits it, but you don't really know, I wouldn't put them on. So,
Okay.
and then people can always take themselves off, because, you know, some people have maybe, I think, all kind of. So we are erring on the side of, okay, that's sort of a yes, we don't want to leave anyone out. But if people don't want to participate, it's fine too. It's for those who really are committed to wanting to grow and help somebody else grow.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, I feel the same way, Cheryl. I mean, I had a couple of odd experiences with it in the beginning too. First of all, like when I first saw the spreadsheet, I was doing the same thing. I just want to make sure this numbers here, even if it was just USA personal group, But what I've started to do is go back and talk to all those people to make sure they really want to be part of it, because it does take an invitation from us to invite them to the page, you know? So I want the right people on there, as Nancy had said. It's funny, we've really been promoting it over the last couple of weeks. And I found that as I've started talking to people in depth, folks that I thought were aware of it already weren't aware of it. So I've invited some people just from conversations in depth over this last week to join it, that have expressed an interest. And I keep on getting the same question from those folks of, well, why should I do it? And there's like 7 key reasons I set up, and I hope they match with Bob and Donna and Nancy well with you too. But the first one is just helping new people pay for their food. That's something Bob talked about from the very beginning. Secondly, we want to encourage consistent behavior, consistently reaching that rank of Star Prime every month. Thirdly, we want to develop our strategic customer base. And that's what I'm trying to do with a lot of our stars right now that have said they want to be Star Prime. What does it take to get there? And how can I maximize my benefit? So we're encouraging that customer development in their personal group. Granted, we would never turn down an IBO, but let's face it, when we look at the comp plan, we get paid the highest percentage on our customers, our retail customers in particular. Fourth thing, it allows us a safe space for sharing. And that's either through the Rising Stars or through the Star Prime Club. Fifth thing is, again, it's accountability. It lets the person have a place where they can safely be accountable to their mentors and other people on the team. They can share what they're finding, where their challenges are, and hopefully we can come back with some suggestions with them. Next thing, it creates sustainable growth within the group. And that's really what I'm finding here. The ones that I'm seeing that want to really be Star Prime. Nancy, to your point, it's that conversation. Well, okay, it's great that you want to be there, but who are the people underneath you that we can get to Star Prime as well? Because it comes back that whole push-pull thing we were doing 6 months ago. You grow, I grow, you grow, I grow. So there's all of that. And lastly, it's recognition. What a great way to recognize the people on your team every single month for their successes. And that recognition and accountability works both ways, because it's making me more accountable to talking to my people every month. Nancy, you're shaking your head and laughing. You're there too, right?
Well, for sure. I love these 2 things, sustainable growth, because that is really what we promised people when they came in, is that we would help them get where they want to go. So it gives us many times to check back with them to see if this is something still, that they want and that will help them. And it's a way, when people think of Star Prime, I don't know if you guys have this, but if we have people that can make it Star Prime by themselves, okay, fine. But that isn't really sustainable long-term. So it's like, okay, yes, you can do it, but imagine the power if you and another friend are doing it together, right? And then we help that friend also do the same with a friend. And the minute we start to talk about the people themselves, I think that's when people's heart kind of comes out, because I cannot tell you how many conversations people will say, well, I don't really know anyone. I go, okay, let's just pretend the people that you thought were going to do it aren't the ones. Who else have you run into that are saying things? And I'm not kidding. Everyone has a ton of people. It's like, wait, I've never heard of that person. Okay. So what we do is try to uncover what that person was asking for. And then how can you be there to help them? And how can we be there? Because we're inviting them into this group of people right here that actually want to lift people up. And right now, people are really looking for some place where they feel safe. They know that, we're pulling together. And so then we have to be that, like Max says, we have to be accountable to that. And I'm surprised how many people don't really know what we're doing. Those of us that get on the calls a lot, we know a lot more, but we all probably have team members that aren't on the calls often. And there's a lot of gaps missing in information about it. So now I know why Bob has to repeat things a million times because we're just starting to get it. And now I think now we have to do that. And as the leaders in this team, it's our opportunity to really show and express our gratitude for Bob and Donna by actually saying, okay, what you've taught us, we can implement and are implementing it. And it's not all about me, it's about the other person. And if we can keep doing that, there's no way this won't just continue to expand. We're seeing it right now. So thank you. I love your list, Mac. You're so nice and organized.
You know,
And one more thing that you said,
yeah.
the recognition. I
Mhm.
know some of us, we don't really seem like we care about that at all, or maybe really don't. But I have to tell you, the newest people care. Truly, they love to be recognized. They'll tell you, oh my gosh, what? They're so excited when they saw their name up on something, and that's something Bob and Donna have shared with us and done so well for all of us. So I think that this is just another way more people get to be seen for the value that they are, because none of us would be anywhere without all of the team. So
Nancy, a couple of things. You know, you mentioned that Bob and Donna, and we really owe them a lot for bringing this all to the table. Absolutely. You know, it's funny, in karate, there's a little thing as you walk in the door that says the best compliment you can give your instructor is to recommend somebody to the dojo. And same thing here, because of Bob and Donna, we now have this tool that we can go out and recommend to other people, which again is paying the compliment back to Bob and Donna for actually creating this for us. So I love that aspect. The other thing is, I wish I would have made a copy of it or written it down, but I saw a post today on Facebook, and it was from Sunrider International, and it had to do with Sunfit 321, but it talked about Olympic athletes and the 4 key things that they focus on. And one of them was having a buddy. And Nancy, it ties back into exactly what you said. We really have a buddy system going here, more than just one-on-one. It could be 15 with one, but we're all supporting each other with what we're doing. That's how we help each other through this buddy system. So great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you. Did anybody else have any questions on Star Prime, or did we kind of cover that one fairly well for everyone?
Yes, I kind of have a question here. So
Sure, Sandy.
you answered why should they join?
Mhm.
So if I were to call somebody and say, hey, you know, you're Star Prime or you've hit it or whatever, and would you like to do this? What would I tell them to expect, and what
Mhm.
like my responsibility would be to them, and like what? I'm a little vague on this
Oh,
as
that's
well.
okay. Just very simply, I mean, what I would do is I would reach out to them just as you were saying you were doing, and I would ask them if they wanted to be part of this Star Prime Club. And if they said yes, then I would tell them, hey, well, the commitment I'm going to make to you is I'll be in touch with you every month. We'll be looking at your business. We'll be trying to identify the people, first of all, how you can maintain your Star Prime status, but better yet, who are the people in your group underneath you that might have a similar dream or vision that you do and want to do this. So I would absolutely tell them what my commitments are to them. I would also remind them that their commitment by saying they want to join is to have those conversations with you, their upline every month, to really agree to work this thing, and at a minimum to maintain their Star Prime rank. But ideally, Sandy, it's encouraging them to get other people underneath them to join the program. So you can be working with them, they can be working with those underneath, and vice versa. So absolutely state your commitments.
Okay, and so, and sorry to say, I have not gotten on. I've had a lot going on with my mom, as you know.
I know.
But so on the Rising, or not the Rising Stars thing, but what is the website called, or the
Star Prime Club.
Star Prime Club? Okay, well, that was difficult.
Have you been invited, Sandy, to join?
I'm sure, I believe so, probably more than once. And it's like too much for me right now. But
Right.
so I'm guessing that you get on there and that helps keep everybody encouraged, and little tidbits of information here or there.
It is. It's Bob and Donna post encouraging posts all the time. Yes, it's a central post. It's a central place where people, again, in the safe, private environment, can ask questions. They can share what's going right for them, what's going wrong. They can share their frustration and confusion, or their joy and celebration, whatever it happens to be. But it is a safe place where that can be done, where then we can all, if we're checking it every day, can help in terms of answering some of those challenges and questions.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool. Sandy, we'll come back. I'll come back to you over the next couple of days, and we'll talk some more about this to make sure when the right time is for you. But yeah, this is perfect. I think all of us should look at, first of all, ourselves, where we are in the process, but who's not underneath us, that's a terrible form, who's part of our group that could maybe be encouraged to join this process as well. So excellent stuff.
And
Any
Matt,
other- any
where
other
would we
questions?
tell people to find the video for, the video Bob and Donna did about Star Prime? that might be good to share.
Nancy, it's on both the Star Prime Club and I believe it's on the Rising Stars team page. Cheryl, I'll see if I can find the link to it and we'll repost it. And I love the video that they did. I can't remember who was talking before, but sometimes it's great to come from our voice if we're talking for our own team. So I may try to create something very similar explaining Star Prime that I can send out like on my Fusion Network stuff, okay, and see if I can encourage more people to join us in this process that, you know, maybe they're part of Rising Stars, maybe they're part of my group, maybe they're not, but anyway, no big deal.
Yeah, I think because there's so much going on, and we try to find things everywhere, and sometimes, especially for newer people, you know, they miss stuff, and that's totally understandable because I know I do, even though I'm always looking, right? So it's just nice to know, say, hey, this is where you find the video, this is the steps, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I tell you, one of the things.
Steps. I love that. I love that. What are the steps?
The steps, good, Sandy. We'll work on those. But Cheryl, you're right. Posts get lost in the feeds. And I know there's got to be a simple way that we can better upload these to either the files or the guide sections of these pages where people can find them more easily. But again, let me locate it again. I'll see what I can do to get it out there for everybody because it is a great video. It's something we can all share and it speaks from our mentors. So good stuff.
And then is there like a start date and an end date? Like a push for something, or is this just an ongoing thing?
All of the above, Sandy. Nancy, help me with this. It actually started in March, but everyone got a 3-month gratis that was already a Star Prime, right? So we're starting at month 3 or 4 already. The push is towards convention, back to that recognition thing we were talking about. I know Bob and Donna's hope was that everyone could be at convention, that we could have special banners or medals or things that we could wear, acknowledging that we're part of this club that everyone from Sunrider sees. But at a minimum, yeah, that's the push towards convention in terms of recognition. It'll be done there personally, it'll be done virtually, it'll be posted to the pages. So that'll be a big thing. And then this is something I suspect, and Nancy, maybe you can comment to this, as the group continues to grow larger and larger within Star Prime, we start seeing real growth happening there. I suspect this is something we'll be talking about every single month and recognizing people on their achievements and all of that kind of stuff. Thoughts, Nancy?
Yeah, the way that Bob just described it to me was because we had the situation in April, somebody who came in April and became Star Prime, they actually, because they were brand new, they got a 4. So they actually got credit for January, February, and March. So the newest person has the chance to join in and not have slipped behind, right?
That's great.
And so because it's really set up for is for us to encourage everyone that we can all do it and that we're doing it together. So if you were a Star Prime in March, then you had a 3. And then if you were Star Prime again in April, now you have a 4. And those numbers are just going to continue to increase as long as you hold your status. And my feeling is those of us who, of course, are Star Prime, probably everybody here, you know, we want to stay consistent so that the very people that we are, you know, working with that are brand new see that. And I mean, I guess I don't care that much about those sort of things or pay that much attention to needing them. But I am telling you, I am learning a lot by working around a lot of people who definitely pay attention to those kind of marks. And they like that kind of linear, you know, okay. In fact, I had 2 people this week ask me if they made it. Yes, you made it. Which tells me I didn't do a very good job communicating that they made it. But you know, that tells me that these people that are just starting to build want to be with it. And so I think that that's really what we want is people to identify themselves. Hey, we're here and we want to grow and we want to help our team grow. So I think, yeah, you said it exactly how I've understood it. And according to Bob, yes, there'll be some recognition at convention, which if anyone is on the fence about going to convention, I would just say go. If you're on the fence, then just go. Because I remember when I went to my first one, I think I'd been with Sunrider 9 or 10 years eating the food before I went to the first one because I didn't really know about the business or think I cared about it, or I don't know. I just didn't know.
Mhm.
When I went there, it was so life-changing for me to see the bigger picture. It was like, oh my goodness. And I remember having that feeling, I wish I would have gone the first year, because what that would have done during those 10 years would have been immeasurably different than, just be eating my food and helping a few friends with what their situations were and not really knowing how or what I was doing and how to grow. So if you can make it in person and feel inclined to, then I would say do it for sure, because you can't replace that experience, and it comes once a year
Mhm.
or so. So yeah, and then I'm inviting my people to come to convention, even these brand new ones. And I've had people say, yeah, I'm going to come. It's like, okay, great. They've got their first order next week.
Nice. Oh, that's good stuff, Nancy. And that's what we all need to be doing, just encouraging everyone in our groups to attend, because boy, like you, there's nothing like being at convention and surrounded by a like-minded group of people. And I tell you, they've always been the most fun parts of the year for me, just getting together with everybody in person, So certainly love that stuff. And we have an opportunity to do something great in Dallas. And for those of us that can get there, just to be able to see the new facilities in person and yeah, it's
And
going to be
new
cool.
products too, right, Mac?
Yeah, I've heard there are going to be some new things. I can't wait to see what they're going to be. But yeah, Dallas will allow Sunrider the flexibility just from an regulatory environment versus California to do a lot more things in Dallas than they were able to do in the state of California. So excited to see where they're going to take us. Cheryl.
You have to send some to us Canadians. We're not waiting around. You send them to us.
I know. Yes. P.O. Box XYZ, Vancouver, Canada. I got it. Okay.
Oh, I got other addresses you can send it to that are safe.
I know. Perfect. Well, again, yes, it's our hope that Sunrider will allow all of these products to eventually end it. But I don't think that's so much of a Sunrider restriction as it is your Canadian, whatever it's called, that stops everything from coming in. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Health Canada.
That's it. Health Canada. Right on. Yes, exactly. Well,
Cheryl, just come south.
yeah,
I'll meet you at the border.
Well, if they'd let me cross, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
I know you would.
Right, exactly. One of the other things I just wanted to bring up, and it kind of ties back into the men's awareness call we did last month. And Ed, just a shout out to you, well, and to Jude too, for the great posting that you guys do every day. Ed, I wish my timing allowed me to participate more in what you're doing to support men and awareness for men, but love seeing your stuff. Great topics, your book reviews. I mean, the whole bit, man, good stuff. And thank you so much for that. And Jude, your stuff. I mean, I'm always posting purple hearts and I agree, Absolutely. Anybody else on the team have any questions or anything they'd like to share, success or anything else over this past week? Ben.
Well, I just want to
You're good.
first say that, yeah, if I could be at convention, I'd be so there. What Nancy said is so true. It is life-changing. It's inspiring. Words really don't do it justice. If you've never been to convention, you have to go to truly understand how amazing it is. Our family's party alone, our family reunion party, is the best. It's so fun. And then you get to physically see each other and connect and hug and visit. And, it's, because convention's big, there's so many people. So I love that family reunion, because then our group can get together and sometimes like, oh, I didn't even know you were in my family, right? You hear these names or whatever. So that part of it. And just the fact, this one's going to be huge because of it being, the first one in Dallas, and, to see the manufacturing. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what the manufacturing is going to look like. It's just, and to put it in perspective, so many companies do not let, just individuals go into their manufacturing. That alone is so special. That Sunrider is such an open book as far as what we have, and look at what we have. And when I'm talking to new people, I really highlight the fact that I have personally been to the manufacturing. I've seen it with my own eyes. And that holds a lot of weight of it not being just something, well, is it true? I mean, people can just say whatever. No, I've actually seen it for myself. So just having that to take home with you is really, really powerful. And then just one other thing that, Nancy, I'm kind of like you. I don't really pay attention to, the requirements or whatever. I just know I get a paycheck every month. And so this will be good for me, is like, to encourage people. But I was just texting Cheryl. I was placing an order this afternoon, and there was $100 credit in my account. And I'm like, where did this come from? And I still have no idea. Cheryl thinks it was part of convention, like there's qualifications or whatever. And maybe, but I think it's hilarious. It's awesome. I just kind of, do my thing, and oh, I get money. Oh, I get bonuses. So that might not be for everyone, but for me, that's how I've always just done my business. Is a friend of mine just said, this isn't a business for you. This is your lifestyle. It is absolutely your lifestyle. You share it because you love it, you use it. And I just want everyone to have the benefits of what this amazing company and these amazing products offer. And that's kind of what I just do. And so, although I know I have, it's great for me to learn tools and skills to better myself at the business end, but at the end of the day, Sunriders, I'm a lifer. Even if I didn't get paid one penny, I wouldn't be without my Sunrider products. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share.
Excellent. Thank you, Finn. Totally agree with you. We call Sunrider our business partner, but it really is the lifestyle we lead. And by simply sharing that with everybody, that's how we can be attracting new folks to us. So thank you for that. Any other comments from anybody? I know we're we're at our typical timing, 30+ minutes for the call, but certainly don't want to shorten this by any means. Any other thoughts or anything anybody would like to share? Nancy, going once, going twice, third time's the charm. Look, hey, it's been great seeing everybody. I so appreciate you all attending tonight. Let's not all forget to wish Bob and Donna a happy anniversary today. So happy they took this time for themselves. They'll be back with us all next week, of course. And again, thank you everyone for being here, for participating. And for those that are interested and want to get on the Sunrider call afterwards, they will be talking about the preferred customer program. Great program. I got to tell you guys, I think I shared this with you before. I'm looking back at all of the retail customers in my group right now, all of those inactive people that have fallen off over the years, but I still have access to. They're all getting an email from me again this month, reminding them, well, about Cali Tea this month, but also about the robust preferred customer program that they can take advantage of if they get into it now. So anyway, you guys, thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a great week. Anything comes up, you know where to find us all. I promise I'll get that Bob and Donna video put back up for everybody for Star Prime. And any questions on Star Prime or anything we can help with, reach out to Nancy. No, I'm sorry. You can reach out to me or to Nancy or anybody, okay? Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank